Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you are watching Off the Track, and it is time to drop the hammer.
But I wasn't happy. Yeah. And all of a sudden one day I was driving down the road and Robert Carroll called or texted me and he said, hey, call me when you get a second. And so I called him and he's like, man, that was fast. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I was just driving down the road, thought I'd see what's up. And he goes, hey, I need to talk to you about something, but I need it to stay confidential. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, hey, are you interested in buying QRC? I'll never forget that feeling. Like, I mean, I just felt like
this might be it. This might be the way to go.
Like, I mean, I was like, I guess I didn't realize like kind of how depressed I was. You know, you're just kind of like, you know, and it's like all of a sudden, what?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And I remember exactly where I was. Exactly, you know, like I remember every bit about it. And I mean, I got like this spark. You know, then you go home and you think about it and you're like, well, man, how much money is he going to want for it? Yeah. You know, is it even possible? You know, like, how's this going to work? It's in California. I'm in North Carolina.
What do you do to innovate it? Yeah.
I got 2 kids, you know. Yes, we're kind of piddling around with the go-kart stuff. And, you know, we were racing box stocks with Carson at the time. So, you know, we were kind of familiar with things. It wasn't just coming back into it blind. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then, you know, it took about, that was the first year of the Xfinity thing I was doing. So it was about halfway to 3/4 of the way through 2011. Mm. And so we started conversations and I came out here to watch a couple races.
Yeah.
Meet with Robert and we'd meet, you know, I'd hang out with Carl and you know, Aaron and 9B and Trenton and all them. And, you know, I'm just out here.
Watching a couple races.
I'm just watch a couple races. And then Robert and I'd meet, you know, late at night and sit here and talk about it. And, I mean, if I know you guys remember, like, it was probably one of the best kept secrets. I mean.
It was.
Yeah, because it was kind of a surprise when it was like all of a sudden QRC sold.
It was 18 months that Robert and I in the works to get it done.
That's crazy.
And like I said, nobody knew, you know. And so I got down to, okay, I'm going to buy it. Okay, the funding is, you know, there. All the papers are, you know, everything's agreed upon, like, you know, and it's ready. This is happening. And then I get called to the office. Or no, not called to the office. I was at Phoenix, and Kyle Larson had run a couple truck races for Turner, and that's the team I was working for. So I think we're at Phoenix, Arizona, and Kyle comes walking in the lounge, and he says, hey, I need to talk to you. And I said, what's up? He said, hey, I got this deal done. I'm going to run Xfinity for Turner next year, and I want your team. Mm-hmm. I want you, and I want the 31 team. I'm like, well, ain't this just perfect?
Yeah.
You know, here comes someone who obviously had a lot of talent and the same kind of background and things that I've done, and a California guy, and someone that you think that you could, you know,
work with,
and we could be successful.
Yeah.
But I just didn't have it in me anymore, you know, and I was like, well, ain't this about par for the course, you know, of the people that you wish would have landed in front of you 10 years ago when I had this uncontrollable motivation,
the drive,
you know, to do this. I'm like, I said, I wouldn't do you a good job, and I wouldn't be doing QRC a good job if I tried to do both of these things.
Right.
I said, so I'm buying QRC and I'm moving to California. And he's like, what? I said, yeah. And he goes, I said, don't say nothing, because like I'm leaving after Homestead to go sign the papers. But when I leave, I'm leaving with a suitcase.
Yeah.
I'm not coming back, you know, for a little while. So after Homestead, I had my plane tickets all bought and talked to Robert. And he's like, well, I was coming the next week. Uh-huh. Robert's like, no, I got to have you here the week before. He said, I'm going to be gone. So I flew here on a Wednesday or I think a Wednesday. I got here Wednesday night. And I pulled in the parking lot over there across the way and parked right in front of the Salco shop and walked across, because Pete was in that decal shop back there, Pete Johnston. And I walked across the parking lot, and Robert's like, hey. He goes, hey, all right, let's go talk to everybody. Yeah. I mean, I just pulled in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So we walk over to the fab shop, and he calls everybody together, and he's like, hey, you guys know Jimmy, right? You know, you've seen him around. His daughter races stuff. And he goes, he just bought it. He goes, thanks for everything, guys, and walks off. And I'm like, you know, and for the several hours I was driving up here from Sacramento or San Francisco, because my plane got hung up in San Francisco. I was supposed to fly to Redding, and I got fogged out, so I drove from San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I'm like preparing this.
That's probably not how you envisioned it to go.
No, so I'm like preparing this, this heartfelt speech, that I'm going to try to introduce myself to these people. But he caught me so far off guard by that. I was like, what do you say to this? And like, I remember looking around and like Jack, Jack, the welder guy, like he's like looking at me with this look like I think he's going to kill me or something, like staring at me. Like these guys are just dumbfounded.
Pissed, yeah.
They have no idea what happened. They just got blindsided. So I'm like, I don't remember what I said. It was probably stupid, but it was like, hi guys, I hope to do a
good job.
A good job, and can't wait to get to know all you guys. And like, I remember walking out of there going, holy smokes, this is nuts. Like what just happened,
Yeah.
And I remember that day I sat over here with Carl the rest of the day, and the phone just rang and rang and rang because it spreaded
like
so fast.
Yeah.
And Carl was like, yeah. Oh, he's sitting right here. Yeah. Nope. Robert sold it, but Robert was going to Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
So I got like the crash course on how to do credit card receipts, cash register stuff for Red Bluff Yamaha and QRC in like a day and a half. And then he left and went to Hawaii and left me here. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Right in the mayhem.
Yeah. Man, I come off of a pit box calling races. I don't know how to run credit card machines and starting days with cash registers, and I don't know what to do, setting alarms and crap. I don't do this stuff.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? But and then the most overwhelming thing was I went to the races that first night, that Saturday. So Thursday I signed papers.
Yep.
And I go to the racetrack and I'm just hanging out in the trailer, and I could not believe like how much stuff was going on.